moving to the ball, turn, and go. Tennis is a game of moving and hitting. And if you improve your movement, you'll play better, and if you hit the ball better, you'll have better results. But as it comes to movement, you can think about moving to the ball or recovering back to center. And you can imagine whether or not, if you're trying to improve that, do you want to get stronger? Do you want to lift weights? Do you want to take dance lessons? What have you. To me, when I think of McEnroe or Edberg or Federer, I didn't see their movement was explosive. I think they were very quick. And so my point of view, obviously, is that I think quickness is what you want. And there's a great word that describes this, and that's agility. And agility is the ability to move quickly and easily. So here's my question in this podcast. These are my feet. These are your feet. I'm in the ready position. I see the balls coming to the forehand. Which foot do you move first and where? Which foot do you prefer? Now, there's many ways to do this. And as you're thinking of your answer, the terminology I know is that if the right foot steps out, it's called a jab step. And now I'm ready to run. If the right foot pivots and the left foot leads, that's called a crossover step. I'm still ready to run. They also talk about where the navel is pointing, such that if I move towards the camera, they call that forward motion. But if the navel is pointed there and I move here, that's called lateral motion. So then as you're evaluating your answer, you can decide whether or not it's best to start laterally and then go, or whether it's best to turn and move forward. So let me demonstrate a third alternative. I got this from Don Kerr. Somewhat controversial and non-obvious. So I'm going to demonstrate movement to that side, and I'm purposely straddling the service court dividing line so you have a frame of reference. And I'm going to go to the forehand. I won't go too far. And watch a few of these till you get a feeling for it. Don Kerr called this a gravity turn. My friend John Gruberg has called it a floating pivot, so that this foot pivots, but it's floating. Let me do it to the backhand. So that the premise of this third alternative, not a jab step and not a crossover, is that the lead foot drops out of the way as the hips turn. And I think the fun is not to remake your footwork, but to start thinking about your footwork and whether or not you are in fact quick to the ball, and if you are or you aren't, to monitor how you start. Now, one other thought. I'll go in this direction. The split end in football stands very tall, and when the quarterback calls hut, he actually steps backwards. And if you watch it, he does. And all that's happening is it's putting the base of support, that's a big word, behind the center of gravity. It's another big word. And what that creates is, my final big word, dynamic imbalance. But as you move around a tennis court, start to dream, could you be more agile? Which means, can you be quicker, but not with more effort, but actually with less effort? Gravity turns to the backhand. McEnroe did this all the time. Edberg did this all the time. Sellis did this all the time. And in the main, soccer players get this because they're changing direction so much. Work on your footwork, move quickly, move easily, and somebody say, whoo, you look agile. And you can say, well, yes, indeed.